Welcome to Seminar 1. Seminar 1 is jam-packed with information from two chapters, Chapters 1 and Chapters 2. In Chapter 1, we will describe a database system and give you some benefits of using a database system over a spreadsheet program such as Excel. Although both programs, Excel and Access, can seem quite similar, there are many differences between the two and reasons or benefits to use one over the other. We will discuss this more in detail in the discussion board this week. However, I'd like to discuss two very important ones here. First, it's easier to think of Access, or Excel, spreadsheets as a program which allows you to create a simple list. Of course, with Excel, you can create quite extensive spreadsheets with many columns and rows of data. Also with Excel, you can sort the information into columns and rows by one or several options. The problem with Excel, though, comes in when you're trying to find specific information within the spreadsheet data. For example, let's suppose you have a spreadsheet list of all of your contact personal information. First name, last name, birthday, anniversary, phone, address, email, city, state, zip, etc. Now suppose you want to sort this list alphabetically by the name of the city in which each contact lives. This is a simple data sort process using Excel, right? However, now let's assume you want a list of just those people who live in a specific city. Suppose you are a business owner and you would like to market your new product to customers in a specific location. Yes, you can do a sort in Excel alphabetically by the city name. But suppose you have people that live in Austin, Texas, Barcelona, Spain, Canton, Ohio, Denver, Colorado, and Springfield, Missouri. You are specifically looking for people from Denver, Colorado. When you sort by state, those in Denver will show up in the middle of the list. Now you can hide the rows of those that aren't in Denver, Colorado in Excel. So when you're using Excel, you can take off Austin, Texas, and Barcelona, Spain, and Canton, Ohio, and the one below it, Springfield, Missouri, and then just hide those rows. But with a DBMS, you can create a separate list to show only the criteria that you've asked for. So let's also assume that you're going to now make a phone call to these people in Denver. So you need their phone numbers. Using Excel, you will generate all the information from all of those columns of data for those people in Denver. With Access, you can specify only the data you wish to be in the report. So, for example, you may only need their first name, last name, and their phone number. This can make your job a lot easier with just a few clicks of the mouse. Next, if you would consider Excel a list type of program with a lot of data and rows in columns, you can consider then Access more of a table type program with many tables that have different data in each. What Access allows you to do, however, is create several small or large tables with data and run queries, create reports, and the like to pull information from several tables all into one spot for easy access. Let me give you an example. Assume you have a small business you are running, and within your business you have customers, vendors, inventory, sales, and service or labor that you need to track. You could create a table for each of these categories. In your customer table, for example, you might have first name, last name, phone, email, address, etc. For vendors, you're going to have the same type of contact information, maybe a specific person to contact, as well as the business name. For your inventory, you would need things like item number, description, location, cost, selling price, things like that. In your sales table, you're going to need your customer name, maybe their first name, the last name, their phone number, what items they ordered, the price they paid, maybe your cost associated with that. And then you have your service. You have a table for service. There you need the employee that performed the labor, their hourly rate, the price that we charge for the hourly rate. So you can see those each table has each of those different fields in them. So now we have our first customer. We'll call him John Smith. He purchases a widget from you. This widget needs installed for Mr. Smith. So to create a report, in this case an invoice, you would need to include a customer name, an address, phone number, item number, price, and labor costs. Access will pull all that different data from each of those tables that we've already created: the customer, the vendor, the inventory, the sales, and the service. Does it make it more understandable on how database management systems works and the advantages this type of system has over an Excel list program? The next topic I'd like to discuss with you is the different types of databases available, or database systems available. These are often referred to as DBMS. First, there's a personal DBMS, such as Microsoft Access. This is a great program to use for personal use or when you need to create more simple databases for things such as contact lists, maybe household inventory, and sole proprietor business spreadsheet type data. However, if more people need to access your database, or you need a more extensive data within your database, you may want to resort to using an enterprise class database system, or a DBMS. Some programs out there are Oracle, MySQL, and there's others, but those are the ones that our book mainly talks about this week. So your enterprise class DBMS allow several users to access the same information at the same time. In addition, these types of databases, as stated in Chapter 1, support thousands of concurrent users and have several hundred tables with millions of rows of data. Think about the database management system that you come into contact with every day, either in your personal life or your career. Many companies these days have in-house DBMS systems they use, and these can be identified as this type of enterprise class database. Take the solar system, for example, at Baker College. This system houses so much information, from vital personal records of students, employees, instructors, to vendors, grades, payroll information, and more. At Baker, several people can access solar at any time throughout the day and night. Think of how many students out there, just for example, are accessing solar system at any moment. A program such as Access would most likely be overloaded with that much data. This is why the enterprise class system is so much more powerful than a simple system like Access. So to close this lecture and start our discussions for this week, I'd like to get your thoughts on a couple of questions on Access and database management as a whole. So if you could just answer these few questions. First, what are some benefits that you can see with using Access over another database management system, or a spreadsheet program for that matter, such as Excel? Second, what are some databases that you personally come in contact with on a regular basis? Finally, based on the information presented in this week's reading, how do you feel that you could utilize a DBMS, such as Access even, in your own life? So feel free to share your thoughts on this lecture and the questions that follow here in this discussion thread. I look forward to seeing some of the responses and where the discussion leads from this. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.